In today's video, we will go over the huge transfer sticking point, as it is quite an interesting story, not only that we will also go over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours, but first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Idah insists he's ready to take his Celtic career up a level after hitting the 20-goal mark in his first full season at Parkhead, and believes his goals in Europe have given him the belief he needs to kick on. The 24-year-old arrived at Celtic 12 months ago in a £9.5 million move and, despite questions from some sections of the support, managed to reach a significant milestone while largely featuring from the bench. 3 of his 20 goals came on the European stage, including a strike in the 86th minute on his Champions League debut during a 5-1 rout of Slovan Bratislava and a well-taken brace away to Aston Villa. Idah's double in the 6-goal thriller briefly had Celtic level at Villa Park, though Brendan Rodgers' side eventually fell to a 4-2 defeat. The Irish striker knows he still has plenty to prove in Glasgow, but he's adamant the experience of scoring at the highest level has been a turning point. Idah said this, "Yeah, 100%. I've said it plenty of times. For me, confidence is a big thing. Obviously, to score in the Champions League, one of the biggest competitions in the world, is amazing for me. To do that in my first season playing in the Champions League was fantastic. You're playing against the best players in the world, and to score goals in that competition is a fantastic feeling. It did really help. That was one of the reasons why I joined Celtic in the first place. I have lots of trust in the manager. I think he's got a lot of trust in me, and we've come up with a plan together when I first signed, and it's about taking each step as it comes now. Next season's obviously going to be a big season for me. I'm looking forward to it," Idah concluded. Having played a supporting role in much of last season's campaign, Idah believes his partnership with Brendan Rodgers will be key to what comes next. With Celtic facing another demanding domestic campaign and hopefully a return to Champions League football, the pressure is on for Idah to deliver. But with European goals already under his belt and the backing of his manager, he's determined to turn potential into consistency. Now for the main story. Former Celtic defender Charlie Mulgrew believes Brendan Rodgers should focus on adding a goal-scoring winger before the transfer window shuts, saying that last summer's expensive business could cause some issues this window. The former Parkhead defender gave his verdict on what business might be done, and while he sees the value in signing another striker or centre-back, he reckons recent spending will make that unlikely. Celtic spent big last summer, and that, according to Mulgrew, could come into play as Brendan Rodgers looks to make moves in this transfer window. Idah, who joined permanently following a successful loan spell, is entering a make-or-break season in Glasgow. Mulgrew acknowledges the forward's potential, but doesn't expect the board to splash out again in that department. On the defensive side, Celtic secured Trusty for £6 million, and while the former Celtic defender believes another centre-back would help, he doesn't see further investment being likely. Instead, Mulgrew pointed to the flanks as an area where Rodgers can truly strengthen. With Kuhn no longer a Celtic player and Jota out until the new year, reinforcements are needed. Speaking on Go Radio, Mulgrew, who has spent some time with Rodgers at Lennox Town, said this, "I think a striker's needed, but the problem that I see with getting a striker is £9 million was spent on Idah last year, and the jury's still out on that one. Although he did great on his loan move when he came in last year, it didn't go the way he wanted it to go. Hoping this season he gets a full pre-season and then shows his worth. But I don't think that the Celtic board, listen, I don't know, I'm only guessing, they're not going to go, there's another £9 million to get somebody else when they've just signed somebody for £9 million. Centre-back I think is needed, but Trusty's been, £6 million's been spent on Trusty. So you've been given a left-sided centre-back, which isn't easy to get. There's £6 million spent on him. So I can't see them running out and going, there's another 6, 7, 8 million pounds, which is still a gamble, by the way, to say there's another centre-back. So I think Celtic do need another winger. I think wingers in the past 10 years for Celtic have played a huge part in everything they are, speed, assists, goals. And I think Brendan Rodgers would love a winger that has goal contributions, that can score goals. And I think that's a big area they can improve on, Mulgrew concluded. In other news, Jeffrey Schlupp will not be returning to Celtic this summer, despite reports suggesting the club were keen to bring him back on a free transfer. It has been revealed the versatile defender is currently in talks with Norwich City, among a number of other clubs, and is expected to seal his future within the next 10 days. The 32-year-old had been linked with a return to the hoops following his departure from Crystal Palace, with Celtic reportedly exploring the possibility of adding the experienced Premier League fullback to Brendan Rodgers' squad. His name had come up in recruitment talks earlier in the window, with Celtic seeing his free agent status as a good chance to add depth and flexibility to the squad. However, any chance of a return to Celtic now looks off the table. Sources close to the player say Schlupp is edging closer to an agreement elsewhere, with Norwich City leading the way. The English Championship side have made a strong push to secure his signature, viewing him as a valuable addition ahead of their promotion push this season. Several other English clubs are also believed to be monitoring the situation, but Norwich are understood to be the most advanced in their negotiations. Schlupp, who can play fullback and across midfield, was seen by some within Celtic as a potential squad asset with his wealth of top-flight experience. With Champions League qualifiers coming up and a packed domestic schedule to handle, Brendan Rodgers wants to add players who can slot into different positions when needed. As things stand, though, Schlupp won't be one of them. He's expected to decide on his next move within the next 10 days, and it'll be interesting to see where he ends up. Lastly, a photo claiming to show Celtic winger Hyunjun in a Norwich City strip has been doing the rounds on X tonight, but it's almost certainly fake. The image shows Yang wearing a yellow and green Norwich shirt, but it's heavily blurred and lacks the sharpness and detail you'd expect from a genuine photograph. It's the kind of manipulated image that's become common with AI-generated fakes, designed to look authentic at a glance, but clearly off when inspected more closely. Despite how far the image has spread online, there's no solid truth behind it. Journalist Mark Hendry has moved quickly to quash the speculation, stating on his Substack that his sources have confirmed Yang is not set to sign for Norwich City. While that door appears shut for now, Hendry did stress that the player's long-term future remains unclear. Yang has been linked with a move away from Celtic throughout this summer's window, with Norwich mentioned before among potential suitors. But no official bid has been made, and suggestions from inside the English Championship side indicate there are reservations over whether the 23-year-old has shown enough in Scotland to justify a transfer. It's been a mixed spell for Yang at Celtic Park. He arrived with promise, but a combination of a lack of end product and limited minutes under Brendan Rodgers has left him still searching for consistency. He's shown flashes of ability, but not yet over a sustained run of games. With Celtic strengthening out wide in recent windows, there are questions over what role, if any, Yang will have going forward. For now, fans should treat the Norwich image as what it almost certainly is, another AI-generated social media fake. It's a trend that's becoming more common, especially during transfer season, with blurry and doctored images being used to stir speculation. What's more important is what Celtic decide to do with Yang over the coming weeks. With the transfer window open and competition for places fierce, it's a crucial period for the South Korean international, whether he stays in Glasgow or moves on. What are your thoughts on these? Let us know down in the comment section below. Make sure you've liked this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content.